Hi there, so here is the final product for the Korok that I'm going to show you how to create. So in the first part of the video you're going to see how to make from the tops of the ears, I suppose, they kind of almost look like antlers, all the way down to the base here, and then the second part I'll show you how to make the extremities, so the arms, the legs, and then finally the face. So I hope you enjoy the video and happy crocheting. Alright, so to get started on our Korok mini project, what we're going to need is two different shades of, they call it tan. So I have kind of a medium brown and I have like a light beige, and then I have my scissors and I'm using a 3.5mm crochet hook. So that's all we're going to need to get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on piece A, and it says to start with the darker yarn. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a magic circle and crochet 6 singles into it. Okay. So chain 1 and then 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, then we're going to close it up. And then the second round says to single crochet 6. And then we're going to be switching colors. Now this pattern is going to ask you to switch colors very frequently, so I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm probably just going to let you know that I'm switching and then just have a little transition, and then we'll be continuing with the next color. So we're going to do 6 around for the second round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And since we're switching, I'm only going to show you just the one way that I switch. Go into the first single crochet of that round that we just did, hold your yarn, pull through both that stitch and the one that's on your hook. And since we're going up to the next round, we're going to chain 1, and I'm going to also make sure that you keep everything inverted. So that way we're working on the outside, not the inside. And then I just do a double knot. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you the next dozen or couple dozen times that I have to change color. Oh, we're cutting the dark one. Okay. Alright, so now that we've switched to the light yarn, we're going to do increase and then 1 for a total of 9. So we're going to do the increase there, and then a single, so it's 3, and then 4, 5, and then 1 by itself for 6, and then 7, 8, and then 9's by itself. Make sure that these pieces of yarn aren't in the way because they are tiny, and working in such a small vicinity is always a little bit trickier. So we're going to close it up, and then we're going to do 9 single crochet around. As you can see, it's still caving in, so that's kind of another reason why it gets a little bit tricky. You want to make sure that you're working on the outside. Okay, and then we're going to do 9 around. Alright, so now all we're going to do is we're going to close this up and we're going to fasten off. So this piece number, or piece letter A, we don't need a tail or anything because we're actually going to be incorporating this into piece B. So all we need to do right now is just kind of tuck in all the little ends, and then we will be moving on to piece B. Okay, moving on to piece B, all we're going to need is the lighter yarn for this whole section, which is nice. And so we're going to start off with a magic circle of 4. So we're going to chain 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Close it up. And in my second round, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 single crochets, and then we're going to increase in that last one. Okay, so single, 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 and then increase in that last stitch. in such a confined space. Once again, it's always a little bit tricky to put on video. I'll do that increase again because that didn't work very well. There we go. And then we're going to close it up. Chain 1. Let's keep this inverted. And then it says we're going to single crochet and then we're going to be slip stitching into that piece A. So we'll do 1 single crochet right here. And then we're going to pick this up. Now, if you kind of hold it up, you can kind of see that we left off right here. So I'm going to attach mine, or slip stitch, right into where we fastened off. Okay, so I'm going to grab my yarn, pull through that piece A, and then right through the piece B that we are currently working on. There we go. So now they are attached, and we're going to continue. So now it says single crochet 13. So this 13 is going to be the remainder of the round of 5 as well as the rest of the ones from piece A, all with that lighter colored yarn. So we're going to single crochet 13 around. And then we should be slip stitching to that first single crochet. There we go. And then let's chain 1. So now we are attached. Now it says single crochet 8, and then we're going to do 3 decreases. Once again, all with that light colored yarn. Alright, so 8. So 1, excuse me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to do 3 decreases. And since we're working with 3D, I like to work in the back loops for these decreases, so that way they're a little more invisible. So there's 1, there's 2, and there is 3. Okay, we should be back at the start. So let's slip stitch, and then the last round is just single crochet 11 around. We're at 11, all right. We'll close it up, and we are going to fasten off. All right, so this is actually going to be the top of our Korok. So that's going to be the top of his head, and we're going to continue with what looks like the piece C, which looks to be more of the body. Okay, all right, so for piece C, we're going to start with a magic circle. And we're going to do 6 single crochet in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Close it up. And our second round is just going to be doing 6 single crochet into each, or into that round. So 1 in every stitch. Okay, slip stitch into the first one. Okay, and we'll invert. Okay, so we're going to be doing some increase. So now we're going to be increasing and then doing 2 single crochet. And we'll do that twice for a total of 8 stitches. So increase and then 2. So increase, and then 1, 2, and then repeat. Increase, and then 1 and 2. All right, and at the end of this is a switch to the dark color, so we're going to insert our hook, and we're going to grab the end of our dark yarn and attach it. All right, so continuing with the dark yarn, we're going to single crochet 8 around for round number 4. Close it up, chain 1. Okay, so at this point, it says slip stitch into the first stitch, so we're just, which we did, and then it says chain 6, and then we're going to single crochet onto the AB piece, which is this one right here. So let's chain 6. So we already chain 1, so let's do 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it says single crochet onto piece AB on the side of piece B. So piece B was this little one right here. Side of piece B. So to me, that's the side right there. And we're going to single crochet into that spot right there. So right now we're attached, just like that. All right, so now it says round 8 and 9. So for 2 rounds, we're going to single crochet 31 stitches. So that's including this chain as well. All right, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 in that one. And then we're going across the chain. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, because there were 6 chains there. And then 18, oops, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and then back across the chain for the last 6. 20, oops, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, we're going to slip stitch that first one. Okay, so now that we have our piece set, we're going to go ahead and do another round of 31 around. So I'm going to close that, chain 1. All right, so now we are on round number 10, so we're going to decrease and then do 6. I'm going to do that 3 times. So decrease, and because we're 3D, I'm working the back loop. So decrease, and then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then again, back loop. And then for the last 7, we are going to just do single crochets across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we are going to be doing 28 around for the next round before switching. So 28 single crochet around. All right, so now we're going to switch to the light color. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to slip stitch together, chain 1. All right, so during this next round, we're actually going to be switching colors a couple of times. So the next 2 rounds, we're going to be making 4 color switches. So be prepared for that, and here we go. So we're going to do 9, and then we're going to switch to the dark, then do 19, and then switch back to the light. Okay, so let's do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then on that 9th one, I start this, and I'm going to grab my dark yarn. And then as we are closing up, we are going to switch back to the light. All right, so round 14, we are going to do 11, switch, and then do 12. Then on the 11th one, we're going to switch. All right, so now we're going to continue with the dark yarn and do 12. And 12, and on that 12th one, we are going to switch back and then finish the round for the last 5 stitches with the light colored yarn. All right, and then the last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, close it up, chain 1. So round 15, we are going to do just a single crochet around for 28 stitches, and it's with just the light colored yarn. Eight. All right, close it up, chain 1. All right, row 16, we have 3 switches. Actually, sorry, yep, 3 switches for colors. So brace yourself, here we go. So we're going to start with 4 single crochet with the light one. So 1, 2, 3, and then switch in the middle of the 4th stitch. I'm going to do 3 and then switch back to the light. 1, 2, and then switch back. Then we're going to do 19. And then on our 19th we switch and we finish off with those last 2 single crochet. Okay, those last 2 stitches with the dark. We're going to close it up, chain 1. All right, so we are now on row number 17. So we're going to start with 3 with the dark yarn, and then we're going to switch to the light. Okay, so 1, 2, and then on the 3rd one we switch. Okay, and then we're going to do 2 and then switch back. So 1, and on our 2nd we switch back. Okay, and then we're going to do 6 before switching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the 6th one. Okay, then we're going to do 7 with the light yarn. 6, and on the 7th we switched. Right, and then we are going to finish the round with 10 and close it up. Close it up. Chain 1. All right, we're getting somewhere. All right, so now we are on round number 18. So we're gonna go 3, switch, and then 1 switch. So this is gonna be a really quick one. So 3, so 1, 2, and on the 3rd one we switch. And then we're gonna do just the 1 and switch. So then we're going to do 5, switch, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th one we switch back to the light. Do 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch back on the 6th, and then finish the round with 13 with the dark. Close it up. All right, so now we have a nice comfortable round of just 28 single crochet around with that dark yarn. All right, I'm going to close it up and chain 1. All right, so now we're going to do 10, switch the light, and then do 18. And switch on the 10th. So now we're going to continue and do 18 with the light yarn. Okay, so rounds 21 and 22, you're going to stick with that light colored yarn, and you're going to do 2 rounds of 28 stitches. All right, so we're going to close it up, chain 1. All right, so we're going to be starting to decrease in just a couple of rounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3, switch to the dark, and then do 25 with the dark. So 1, 2, switch on the 3rd. So now we're going to do 25 with the dark yarn. When we finish our round, we're going to switch to the light. Okay, so we're going to do 2 with the light and then 26 with the dark. So 1, and then switch, and we're going to do 26 with the dark. And 26. We're going to close it up, chain 1. Alright, so round number 25. Looks like we're going to start to decrease. So we're going to do 5 and then decrease. And on that decrease, we're going to switch to the light yarn. So 5. And then we're going to decrease, so I use those back loops. And then I'm going to switch to the light yarn on that last pull through. Then we're going to do decrease 5, decrease 5. And then we're going to repeat that again, so decrease 5. So decrease, and then 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and on that 5th one we switch back to the dark. Okay, and then we do 5 and then decrease to finish it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then decrease, close it up, chain 1. Alright, so we only have 3 rounds left, so we're going to do 2, switch to the light. So 1, then switch. Alright, so now we're going to decrease, and then we're going to do a couple of repeats. So let's do our decrease. There we go, decrease, and then our repeat is going to be decrease 2, decrease 2. So we're going to do another decrease, and then 2 single crochet beside it, and then we're going to decrease again, and then 2 beside it, but we're going to switch back to dark on that second one. Alright, so then our last 3, or our last set is going to be a triple repeat, so we're going to go decrease 2, decrease 2, decrease 2. decrease, 1, 2, decrease, 1, 2, and then decrease, 1, 2. Close it up. All right. So at this point, because we're at 18 stitches, I like to stuff it. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff it, and I'll see you in a second. So I have stuffed my cork, so now we're on round number 27. So we're still using the dark yarn right now. We're going to go decrease 1, and we're going to do that 4 times. Okay, so decrease, and then 1. And we'll do that 3 more times. And on that last one, we are going to switch to the light. Okay, so then we're going to go decrease 1 to finish it off. And then close it up. Chain 1. Okay, for that last round, we're just going to do 6 decreases. Last decrease. All right, so close it up and fasten off, but leave a couple of inches, because what we're going to do now is we are going to close up this hole properly. So to close it up, you're going to see that you have still a gap there. You're going to go in through every stitch you just did, and you're going to pull your tail through it. And the reason we do this is because since we've threaded through all of those stitches, when we pull that tail at the end, it's going to seal it up so that there's no stuffing and you can't really see the hole. So just go one in every one. Okay, and then that hole right there, once we pull, is going to disappear. Then we're just going to loop through any nearby stitch, create our loop, and knot that off, and then just hide your tail. Okay, so once you have hidden your tail into your work, just pull it through anywhere. Your tail's going to disappear. Then our body is done. We're just going to work on our legs next. There you go.